Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining. This is the Open Book, and I'm your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone has had a fantastic day. We are in for a treat tonight with our part three to our channel highlight. And tonight we have a very special guest, y'all. We have Tiff da Gift, okay? From the Breakroom 411. She's going to bless us tonight. Y'all, we're going to try to, do this interview, but I already know it's going to be funny and we're going to have some fun tonight, okay? Let's see who's in the house. We have Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Saj. Thank you for joining. Hey, Aries Black. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all. If you all could go ahead and hit the like button, if you could share it. I also need to share it too, y'all. Let me do that to my Facebook because with hold on a second. StreamYard won't let me send it to my Facebook for some reason. So let me share it to Facebook right quick. I appreciate your patience. Okay. So as you all know, we've been doing, hey Dreamy Girl, hey sis, thank you for joining. As you all know, we've been doing the channel highlights with various content creators where they share more about themselves and their channels. Okay. Hi, Angie. Thank you for joining, sis. Hi, Miss Mel. Thank you for joining. Hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. And so tonight, I know we've heard, most of us have already heard of Breakroom 411. So we're going to get deeper into who she really is, okay? And why did she start a channel? How long has she had her channel? And what's the secret to her success? So I want everyone to enjoy and have a great time tonight. Go ahead and grab a snack, grab a drink, because we are in for a treat. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our special guest up. Hey, Tiff, how are you, sis?
Hey sis, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I am so excited. Look, the tables have turned.
Hey, they surely have, and I'm feeling a little nervous up here now. No.
Look, y'all, she put me in the hot seat. I said, you know what? Now I get to have some fun. Okay, now she in the hot seat.
This is unfamiliar territory to me.
That's how I felt too. I was like, I'm used to being on the other side, interviewing and things like that. But y'all, when the pressure is on, you don't really know what's going to be asked. But I do like it better that way because I think you'll get more genuine answers when we do it, like just spontaneous questions and so forth. And y'all already know Tiff know how to talk. And so she gonna bring it tonight. Hey, humble me,
Shout!
I can't do it like you two.
Hey to everybody in the chat. I see y'all dreamy and humble and the sisters, besties, all in
Yeah.
the building. Shout out to all of y'all. Aries, Rebecca, Lisa. I see y'all come through.
Yes, hi Miss Lisa. Hi everyone joining. Let me just start off by saying this, y'all, and I'm gonna be try to be as like not get too emotional at this part, but I just have to say this publicly and before we really get into the interview. I do believe in divine connections, and we kind of talked about this on the live the other day, that people don't just come into your life for no reason. I believe that God sends people into our lives for a reason. It could be for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And so, with Tiff, I've known her for a short amount of time, but it does not feel like that. It truly feels like family. Um, I should have ended with this part. But as I've already shared with her, I appreciate the love that she shows to her Breakroom family and to me, and the loyalty. And I'm a part of the family, but just even recently the show of the loyalty and her love on display. It really, really meant a lot to me. A funny little story. I was asleep one night and I started off on the live with Tiff, and she was going in about something that night. It started off with something. I don't even know what it was. And so I had it playing on my phone, and I had her show playing on my computer. And so I dozed off, and around 4 o'clock that morning, it was like God just touched me and told me to wake up. Or I heard open book. I don't know what it was. You know, of course, God wakes us up. So I jumped up and I say, wait, Tiff's still alive? And I looked at my phone and she was still alive. Y'all, it had been like probably 6 hours already. And I didn't even know she was still alive. But in that instant, in that moment, she was doing a powerful prayer for me and just saying words of encouragement. And God wanted me to hear that. And I truly thank God for you, Tiff. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for speaking up, for being who you are, and showing all of us love and care in the Break Room family. We really, really appreciate it. It's an honor to be a mod in the Break Room family. We're going to talk about that. But we really, really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Open Book, and that means the world to me, sweetheart. Thank you so, so much. You know you a blessing in my life. I could say all of that right back to you. You have been a godsend to me. And yeah, I feel like we've been family way before this saga.
Right. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. So let's get into it. Now, a lot of us, we have seen you as Tiff the Gift. Okay. That's how we come to know you on the Break Room 411. So I want us to get to know you a little better. Tell us, who is Tiff the Gift? How would you describe yourself? What are some things that you've done to make you who you are today?
Hmm, that's a very good question. And look, y'all, she didn't. This did not come with a warning. So
No.
every answer I give you will be straight authentication. Because yeah, there was no warning of these questions. I don't have a script. I don't have a script.
Right.
Um, However, who I would describe myself as being is I am a lover. um, I am known in my family as the really affectionate one. I am the hugger, the encourager, the motivation coach, the I'm all of that, the protector. I'm the youngest of my siblings, but I protect them like I'm the oldest. Um, I have done a lot in my 40 years, such as a lot of you know, I have written about 9 children's books. I have written and performed about 3 rap albums that were all engineered by me, written by me. The beats were well made by my engineer but put together by me. I've done a lot creatively, you know what I'm saying. I'm a very creative person, very artistic, paint a little bit, draw a little bit. Some of y'all already know that over the course of a few years I learned to fly planes, which is probably one of my biggest, most proudest moments. Was the day that I successfully did my first solo takeoff and landing. Was a very proud moment of mine, and continues to be. I've done a lot of great things, not to boast or gloat, but that does make me proud. And I'm also in a very successful marriage, which is another great proud moment of mine. So yeah, I love to train horses, dogs, write books, write music, fly planes, all of that good stuff. And I love to cook.
Oh, so, yeah, and y'all probably have been seeing her pictures and videos up on YouTube of her delicious looking food. Okay, because like last night I was hungry and I think you had posted some cookies. And I was like, I wish I had. I think me and Shelly were like, we wish we had some of what you were cooking. So I did not know that you love to cook, and so seeing that side of you coming out, that's exciting to see, and different dishes that we can try and for ourselves and so forth. So you said that you've written 9 children's books. So what inspired you to write children's books? And look, we can we at least start to see one?
Well, I've actually read one on my platform months ago. I may have read two, but I know for a fact I read one of my books on my platform, but it has been such a long time ago, so I need to do that again. Also, I'm going to answer that question, but a couple other things that came to mind that y'all also might not know is that I do also, I am an avid guitar player. I've owned over 19, 20 guitars in my lifetime. I own many different instruments. Right now, I own like 4 guitars, a saxophone, a full drum set, keyboard, you name it. I own a lot of instruments, and I do love playing instruments, and I want to learn to play more. So I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to add that in. But as far as books, what started me writing, I once started a novel. It started with writing novels years ago. But the first novel I started in, I wrote about 6 chapters, and then life took a turn, and I started doing other things. Where my children's books came in is one summer. My nephew, who y'all have met, the 8-year-old, excuse me, 9-year-old, when he was younger, I had a dog that was all black, looked just like Ghost, except he was all black. He acted just, Ghost is pretty much him reincarnated. His name was Onyx, and Onyx and my nephew was like 2 or 3 or 4 at the time. He was around during all of those ages with my nephew. And my nephew and my dog had gotten really, they were just really close. Their relationship was just so interesting and beautiful and adventurous and stuff. And so as I would watch them, because I often kept my nephew a lot, so when I would watch them interact, it just amazed me, how just to watch their journey, to watch their adventures when they was playing outside, and it was just really cool to watch. So it prompts me to start writing the their pretty much their adventures. I just started writing this dog's life, you know what I mean? And so it starred him and my nephew. And it took you on journeys from summer camp to a day at the lake, and just all these different adventures that go on. And in each one of my children's books, of course, there's always a lesson and a blessing in the story. So yeah, it started with my dog and my nephew, and went from there. And by the time the summer ended, you guys, I had completed about 6 of the children's books before the summer's end. Then I started illustrating them when I couldn't find a illustrator to kind of, depict what I wanted for the book. I then started self teaching, teaching myself how to draw. And I did. And then I started being able to really illustrate my books myself. But I stopped because I really didn't want to be responsible for having to do all my books. So I was like, Tiff, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yes, we did learn a new craft, and I enjoyed going from a stick figure to actually being able to look outside and draw what I see and stuff like that. But I said, no, if this journey with this book continues as the dog and my nephew grew up, I did not want to, have to be responsible for keeping up with these illustrations as they grow. So,
Right. But
yeah.
that's awesome. I mean, to even think about the putting the adventures onto paper and then learning how to draw. Like, and because I know I'm not an artiste, okay, and I said critical laugh. Okay, not the stick people. Okay, that's what I usually do. And learning how to draw, that takes a lot of talent to write and illustrate the books. And so it's a lot of children out here that's waiting, on those books.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. So we looking forward. And I know mine would definitely be supporting So we are looking forward to that. And also, dog lovers, because it's a lot of dog lovers, and you have your other channel starting too. What's your other channel? Because you recently started a channel with Ghost.
Yes, yes, yes. For those of y'all probably already know. If you don't, I am starting a channel. Some of y'all already subscribed to it. It is the Breakroom family page, the other channel that I started months ago and
Mhm.
really didn't do much with it. However, I am turning that channel into Ghost Doing the Most. And that will be featuring my current dog, Ghost. He's the family dog. And we'll be going on some wild adventures with him. I should have recorded us riding around the neighborhood looking for him last night, but that's a different story. But yeah, y'all gonna get to know Ghost and his personality, and it's going to be kind of like done like a series. You'll be able to pretty much hear his thoughts, or at least what we think he's thinking. So it's going to be fun. He is a very spunky, adventurous dog. He is very curious and he is very, very intelligent. And so, yeah, watching him and getting to know him even more now, he's always been in our family since I first picked him out the litter. And
Mhm.
I am now, he's lived with me before, but now this is his second time around with me. So I'm re getting to know him and his mannerisms and his likes and dislikes. And it has just been a funny time, and I'm like, well, I know pet channels are popular because I actually am subscribed to quite a few pet channels. I love these dog channels, and one dog I watch, he sings, so he'll sing anything his owner sings, and it is just so funny to me. So yeah, we're about to go on some adventures with Ghost and see what Ghost be up to. And we're gonna see what he be up to.
I love that, and we looking forward to that because that adventure, the story time from today, had me rolling.
Yes,
That
yes.
was funny. That was funny. So, Mr. Buck, like my Uncle Buck, every time I think of his name too. Um, y'all have been married. How long have y'all been married?
We have been married officially 2 years. This September will be our third year of marriage.
Wow, congratulations. Cause y'all, it takes a lot of marriage. Okay. Marriage is a whole ministry in itself.
It is. It is. It is.
But the funny part about that is, if y'all don't know, and most of y'all here may know, Bug has his own wrench. Okay, so he is a mod for Tiff's channel. His name is the Complaint Department. So he has his own wrench, y'all. It was so funny when that started. That was so funny. He will show up every once in a while up in there.
Honey, he went and took his complaint all the way to Big Cheese house and told Big Cheese and them. He went and got on Big Cheese panel and said, yeah. And I had to fight for my wrench. And so Big Blueberry Boots to them didn't know what he was talking about. They're looking like, hold up, are you a wrench for Big Cheese or whatever? So Blueberry was like, well, whose chat did you have to fight to get a wrench for? He said, my wife's.
I remember that too. Oh
And
my,
that was just so funny to me, honey.
that is hilarious. But I love how, like, when y'all sit there together and y'all have the conversations, the movie talks, and things of that sort, you can tell that y'all love each other and are comfortable with one another. And so, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is the secret to having like a successful marriage?
Ooh, child. Uh, I can tell you this, y'all. This is my second marriage, right? So,
Mhm.
I've done this dance before, and I was able to pretty much get it right this time. I didn't really get it wrong last time. We just wasn't compatible as we, should have been going into a marriage. So, with this particular marriage, the first thing is me and my husband were what you would consider pretty much like besties. I've known my husband since 2008 is when we met. I met his sister first. His sister and I was roommates for a brief time. She came when she moved down from another state. She actually stayed with me for about 3 months or so, and she was dating a guy. She was dating a good friend of the guy that I was currently dating at the time. So I actually knew Buck's sister like 6 months before I met him. And
Okay.
so this is about what, 16 years now that we're in. And so Buck and I, we became very, very close. It was like crush at first sight. We both remember everything about the first time we laid eyes on each other, y'all. I could tell you everything he was wearing, the hat. I could tell you everything, and he can do the same. This was 16 years ago. Um, we were really good friends. We were both partiers. We loved to hang out and go to clubs and stuff like that. And so whenever I wanted to go somewhere but I didn't want guys to be all up in my face and hitting on me, I would call Buck to meet me somewhere, and so he would be my, I'm saying, my constituent for the night. And he would do the same. Like if he wanted to hang out somewhere or whatever, we were just always each other's kind of safe space. We knew that we were, it was just a safe place. I knew he had my back and I had his, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful time, in our 20s. And, we did a lot of partying together and all the stuff that you want to do in your single life, like have a good time and sow all your royal oats and do all that. We did all that together.
I know that's right. Hello. Because we
Yes.
don't have a lot of that happening nowadays.
Yes, honey. All the stuff that you would say for when you are, I don't know what people use to keep their relationship spiced up, honey. We had such a spiced up friendship that it was like by the time we were ready to get married after a few relationships and many years to go by, we had all the, all that, the crazy stuff you want to do together. Me and him had already done it.
I
Together.
know that's
So
right.
it was when we got to this point, we were both just done. I had been celibate 2 years before we started dating for real, because we have been together for 4 years, friends 16 years, and married 2 years. So before we got together, I was celibate for 2 years and just kind of gave myself back to myself within those 2 years, got to know myself and all of that. And before I, gave myself to my husband. Now, the successful thing is, y'all, if you didn't get it from the story I told you, is we were friends first.
Right.
We were friends before lovers, and we built a bond and a trust that came before all the, starting to date and all of that. We dated each other before we started dating. We just had a good time. We keep laughter in our home. We are very serious about business when it comes to our money making situations or whatever. We are very, very serious when it comes to business, but we keep laughter. If we're not doing business or whatever, we keep the laughter, keep the jokes going, and just keep each other entertained. We are not the kind of people that have to create space away from each other, because life already does that for us. Like, I have things I have to do separate from him. He has things he does have to do separate from me. So that alone gives us our separations, to where when we finally come together, we're not looking to be apart.
Right. Right.
So when you really love each other and you are married or dating or whatever for the right reasons, it just feels good. And a word we use in our marriage is effortless. We always complimented each other on how effortless our love was. And I think it's important too to heal if you need healing. um fixed debts, or if you got any debt, like anything like that, you kind of want to go into your relationship not all squeaky clean. You can't be perfect, but
Yeah.
try to clean up whatever you can clean up so that your problems pre-marriage or pre-relationship does not have to carry on to something fresh and new that you are building. So, we did that. We made sure we weren't bringing no debt to each other. We made sure that we were both financially stable on our own. So, therefore, when we merged, it wasn't one having to take care of the other, or one is slack or doing this. We were really, building together. Everything was about what's going to make our marriage better, not what makes him feel better or what makes me feel better. It's always us.
Ooh, you said a mouthful. And I can when I tell you I wholeheartedly agree with it, because it is so important to get to know each other and to become friends first. Because that is important and key when you are in a marriage and y'all not like, it's just not going well, sometimes when you have those little moments, but because we are friends, it eases that and it makes it a little less difficult to go through it because y'all built a great foundation. And I love how you also brought that part up about the celibacy, and really seeing, are we for each other? Is it about the sex part, or are we for each other? And so sometimes when you remove that, you really get a chance to build that relationship and see what's what. So I went through that, something similar to that, and it really does help. And I love laughter. So I'm glad that you mentioned that too, because it does help in a marriage.
And I
Um,
do want to add this before, real quick, that I think is also super duper important is when you have long relationships, or if you have been in a long marriage or dating for a long time or whatever the case may be. I think two little things are also very important, and that is to love as much as you can love without. Don't let the paper or or being married be what is the glue that keep you together.
yeah,
Let all of the essence and beauty that wanted to make you get married in the first place be what is most important. Because at the end of the day, weddings are for your guests. Your marriage license is to appease the law, but your actual marriage is for you and that person. So don't get clouded by having a perfect wedding. Don't get clouded by having no fake marriage so people can think you're happy. Actually do the work to be happy, and make sure that you are asking revisiting certain questions, because let me tell you, the lover that I was 10 years ago is different than the lover I am today. The things that interested me 15 years ago has changed from what interests me today. So
yeah,
you can't make somebody be stagnated and think that people can't change or grow, or something that they might not was into like 3 years ago might be something that they might be into now. You have to ask people questions like, what makes you tick? Just because you've been with someone and lived with them so long don't mean that we don't change and get into different things or different ways of doing things. So make sure you stay in tune with your partner and relearning them every day. Because if you expect them to stay the same, then you are stagnating your partner in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So allow people to grow and to change and to elevate, and make sure you asking them questions so you'll know what you're into, because that's how you keep it spicy, is by keeping up with, don't think your person is the same every single day for year after year after year, and you shouldn't want them to be. So yeah, I always ask questions to my husband, like, do are you into this, into that, even if it's something as simple as food. You might
right.
have started your relationship 5 years ago where they didn't like pizza. Well, maybe before your very eyes, you didn't realize that, they're starting to like things that may replicate pizza. And maybe, hey, do you like pizza now? You got to pay attention, and ask. So
That is
that's
so true. Oh my goodness. when I tell you we do evolve, I'm glad that you brought that up because we're not the same. As you continue to have your relationship or whoever you're in a relationship with, or even, if you're married, people change. And that means your spouse can change too, and their desires and so forth. If you're just joining us, we have Tiff da Gift from the Breakroom 411 on with us for our channel highlight part 3 tonight. And she's been sharing some tidbits about herself that we may not have known about. Okay. So go ahead, share this video because we're really just getting into it. We haven't even hit the surface yet. Okay. So Tiff, let's
Hey,
go.
hey, y'all, she just scared me with that one. She said we ain't even hit the surface.
Look, we ain't even hit the surface. Okay. We barely getting into it. Look, we're 30 minutes.
Shout out to the family, and y'all know this right here is a very special thing because we are two people on this panel that really, really care for each other and love just spending time talking to each other and stuff. So honestly, and you guys down there are family, and so it's really a very intimate, lovely moment to have these conversations. And I thank you again while we're still just getting into it and getting our feet wet. Thank you, Sister Open Book, for having me for real.
You're welcome. I'm enjoying this. I already knew. I said this one's gonna probably take a little longer because it's like I know some other things, but I want others to also know some of those wonderful things that you shared and so forth. Or that we've
Hey,
seen.
can I tell you something, Open Book?
Uh-huh.
This is something funny because with anything that you ask me, I kind of want to give y'all something funny about it. But before we go to the whatever's next, whatever Open Book got on the horizon for us, I have got to share with y'all a funny, short little love story that some people on my channel may already know. But y'all, my husband has told this story too on my channel. But this is also how you know when you are not BSing each other when it comes to being in love and starting a life together. Y'all would probably don't know that my husband had the audacity. I do mean the audacity.
Oh,
Look, when I tell y'all the audacity, I do mean the audacity. Y'all know when you thinking about your engagement thing, he taught me so much. Y'all, I love this man. When you thinking of your engagement, a lot of people have engagement parties or they have the families around, or you might be at dinner or whatever, or you might be just out with your mate and at a lovely dinner all dressed to the nines, and then, they're popping the question or whatever. We all have those thoughts of where is it going to be? How is it going to be? Sure. This man right here decides to propose to me on Thanksgiving when we done got all stuffed with turkey. I decided after the family leave that I was going to start my hair because my hair was curly. I had it out at the time, but I was about to put some braids in it. So y'all, we was sitting there talking in a room. We was watching a movie. I done had got my pajamas on, y'all, and not no cute little lingerie or whatever, but just a little two-piece pajama set that I would wear on my live type of thing or whatever. And honey, they were navy blue with white stars on them now, okay? I had half of my hair braided and the other half sticking out in my normal curls waiting to be braided, right? Literally exactly half of the head was braided. Star Spangled Banner pajamas, sitting at the edge of the bed where we had like a little armoire, settee thing at the bottom of our bed. So he was at the head of the bed, but sitting to the side. And I was at the bottom of the bed. So we both facing the TV, but he's behind me. I'm in front of him. So at a certain point, I kind of turned and he was just staring at me. And I got got a braid in my hand and I'm looking like, what the hell what is you looking at? Like, what? So Yeah, honey, I'm in the middle of a whole braid, fingers just a going and whatever. Got half my fro sticking out, and I'm like, what is you looking at? And whatever. So finally, I decided to ask. I mean, I was like, babe, are you good? After so many minutes of uncomfortable staring at me, like I don't even know. I can't describe how he was staring at me out, but he was bearing holes in my soul with his stare, right? So I'm like, what in the world is you looking at? I mean, you done seen me braid my hair before. You done seen these pajamas before. Like, what the heck is you looking at? So lo and behold, I like asked him, I like, is you good? And he like, oh yeah, I'm excellent. And I'm like, okay. So I turned around and I start looking at the movie we were already watching. Next thing you know, y'all, he comes getting up, fumbles around in something, a drawer or the shelf or something, maybe his pocket. I love you, honey. Fumbles around in something, grabs something. I didn't see it. I'm not thinking he's about to propose, y'all. Next thing you know, he comes and kneels down beside me while I got my fingers in my hair again with a whole braid in my hand and starts professing his love to me in the most gangster mafia way.
Not gangster mafia.
It was so gangster, y'all. It was true classic Tiff and Buck. He on one knee like, now look, I love the F out of you, girl. you
Uh-oh.
I do not want to live without you. I love you and I adore you. And I do anything for you. I hurt somebody over you, girl. I know, babe. I get it. I love you too. I love you too. And the way he's saying it, I'm still not knowing a proposal is coming because I don't know if he just wanted to sit in front of me and, get to my eye level and just talk to me. I'm still not knowing this is a proposal. But he says all of this, I love you so much. I waited so long to be with you, da 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 da. And I'm like, I love you too, babe. But you about to miss this part in the movie if you don't hurry up. Like, I love you. Child, and then he pulls out the ring, and then his thing switches. It went from like this gangster talk to like this very sweet. It was just so funny. It was so beautiful and so funny at the same time. Because keep in mind, y'all, while all this is happening, I got half a fro and half braids in my Star Spangled Banner pajamas, all fat and full off Thanksgiving turkey and stuff. And child, he said the most beautiful words to me, presented the ring to me, and I just started crying, hugging him and stuff. And I started hitting him like in a playful way, like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with half my hair done in my pajamas and you proposing to me. Like, I can't believe you did this. And he said, this is how I want you. He said, I wanted to propose to you the way that I want you for the rest of your life in your natural element when you're not trying to, be this way or that way. You're just sitting, chilling in your pajamas, watching a movie, laughing. And he was like, this is how I want to see you forever. This is how I love you. And it meant so much to me that it took him to point out the when you're proposed to, it ain't the fancy restaurants. It's not all the people that's around the goo goo and gaga at your unity. It's about that moment that you share with somebody professing a love to you. And we will never forget it because like it tickled me that he went from this gangster talk to this very loving, like once the ring presented, it switched up and he's like, you mean the world to me, and I think you're the most beautiful woman in the world, and I can't imagine my life without you. And it was all the things you could, expect for a man to say when they're about to propose. But yeah, we laugh all the time because of the fact I was in my pajamas and not even some special ones, just regular pajamas. And for a man to tell you, like, this is what makes me love you. When you're in your natural essence, you don't got to have your hair perfect. You don't have to have your makeup done up. You don't have to have on this fabulous outfit. You're beautiful any way you are. I want you to be my wife any way that you are. And that sentiment just made me like, hunty, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, and I will, and I am.
Yeah, that is right. Because my thing is, he saw you and he wanted the authentic you. Like, we have this perfect, like, we want to get proposed to. We got this perfect image. When it's going to happen, what I'm going to be looking like, all of that. But something about when it's like just random like that, spontaneous, And what he said, like that means a whole lot.
It did, and it was an unforgettable moment. It really was.
Y'all are funny. You say you went from the gangster talk to this.
Yes, I'm like, what in the
What is
whole
happening?
mafia is going on here?
Oh my God. That is funny. Shout out to Buck.
Yes, honey.
That
Oh
is
my
romantic.
gosh.
It
And
really is.
y'all, we got married on September 18th, and the ring that he proposed to me with, that y'all see me wearing every day, has exactly 118 diamonds in it. And the 18 represented the day that we got married.
Wow. Ooh. We need some snaps, baby. That's an awesome love story. Okay. That is an awesome. I've never heard that. This was my first time hearing that part.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so to moving on to your channel, okay, we got to know you a bit more tonight, and now we want to go into the break room 411. Now, when I remember when I started following you, you used to be like in the kitchen sometimes, sitting on the cabinet, doing the shower time, just chill. And y'all, I almost didn't catch her because you are more late night lives. Me,
Yeah.
baby, I go to sleep early. Okay. So I wasn't catching a lot of the lives. And even nowadays, if I go to sleep, it's I probably miss some stuff and I have to catch the replay. But I remember thinking about how when I first went in there, it wasn't probably a lot of people, like maybe 20 something people. But what I felt was y'all had already had like this bond. You could feel that the people in there were genuinely there and were supportive and wanted to be there. And y'all had this bond. And I'm like, man, it's cool up in here, because I was in, some other places in YouTube and there was a lot of people, but I felt like that was a place where you could just go and talk and really get to know the people that were there. And so I wanted to ask before we get into, because you've shown with your channel a tremendous amount of growth. When did you start your channel? And then what gave you the idea to start the Break Room 411?
I originally started my channel last right probably right around before summer came last year. And the idea, it was around June. I've had the page for years because this is the channel. Breakroom channel is the channel that I surfed the YouTube with when I was just a supporter and not a content creator. So it's always been just my regular channel I surfed the YouTube with. But then I decided to turn that channel into being a content creator. And why is because I started watching a few ladies. Shout out to Fumi Desilu Vold, excuse me. She is a big reason why I became a content creator. If you guys don't know her, she is fabulous. She has a huge following. I think she has about a 500,000 subscriber following. Beautiful, wonderful, wonderful woman. I just loved the way she could capture her crowd and the way people just love to listen to her. I love her classiness. I just love so much about her. And I'm like, wow, she's got me so engaged, and all she's doing is chatting about different things that people are, asking or talking about in her chats. And so I loved so many different things, like what's in my bag channels. I love pet channels, all kinds of things. And I'm like, wow. I said, I'm a person who I love to talk. I have a lot to say. And I'm like, well, shoot, maybe people will, like what I got going on or whatever. So it started with my nephew, where we were going to just be doing things together, cooking together. Me and my 9-year-old nephew, who was 8 at the time. We were just going to be doing auntie and nephew things and kind of make it a very family friendly show. I
Okay.
also was doing TV reviews and I was doing workout videos. Because
Really?
yes, I used to do personal physical training back in my 20s, and from that, which I've always loved working out, exercising, things like that. I used to train a lot of people privately and all of that. So I started incorporating exercising for the everyday people that don't have access to gyms, might can't afford a membership, or don't even have weights and equipment at home. It was tailored to the person that you couldn't have an excuse. The way that I did my workouts was 7 minutes. So where you could do them before work, you could do them when you get off. You can I just felt everybody has 7 minutes, in a day. And if you don't, you need to rearrange some things if you ain't got 7 minutes. So yeah, I decided to just do fitness for the everyday person that didn't have a lot of time, equipment, and things like that. And I just loved it. I love working out and I love fitness. So that's where it started. But lo and behold, um, due to the fact that I have been following a certain family for about a decade now, I ran into, I ain't gonna say ran into, as I was following the family, I followed the things that happened that we all ended up covering. A lot of y'all probably don't know, I've been following LaTruth and his brother since 2015. So I knew a lot about the family. I knew I was there before Brianna. I was there before Lacey. I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was following this family as early as 2015, maybe even earlier. But so I was really privy to everything that had to do with them well before their incident. So I was able to kind of give a perspective and pick up this story very easily due to my following them for so long. Yeah, so the break room pretty much got its foot all the way off the floor by jumping on this LaTruth thing. I did not know I would be in it this long. I did not know that it would dare go however the many directions that it went. I thought that I would only be covering it for like 2 weeks tops, you guys. 2 weeks
Wow.
tops. And I have been here for 9 months.
Oh my,
Hello. How you doing?
oh my goodness. And of course, this is not to rehash anything. It's just we have to revisit some things.
Oh yeah, talk to me.
It kind of got a little like tight up in there. Okay. It was a little rocky for a minute, as we all know, it was a little rocky. And so you have a special way of delivering your message. Your channel is very unique. Your style is very unique, especially when you call it straightening, having to do with straightening. Okay, y'all, we about to have some fun now. Okay, now how do you? I just really want to know because y'all, I have never seen anyone that can do some straightening or just roast for over hours and hours and hours, like without almost breathing at some points. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Okay. So where do you get this unique style of like being funny and actually just giving content in your own special way? Where did that sense of humor come from? How did that start and so forth?
Woo, believe it or not, guys, it took me to get on YouTube to really realize that I had such an in-depth humorous side. I was known for making people laugh in my own family, but I did not know that maybe it's because I never really got to use the talent, that I didn't know that I had this mysterious talent of roasting or whatever. I don't know how that all started because literally I think I did it once or twice on YouTube and then it was like, wow, it kind of became a thing, you guys. And I kind of embraced it. The way that it happens though, guys, because I've had many people ask me, how do you do it so quickly, or you can do so much, or like Open Book said, you can go on for hours and hours and hours, and da 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 da. And a lot of the times, guys, I have a way of thinking that I've told some of you on my channel. I have a unique way of storing information in my head. Um, I could hear everything that someone has said about someone else, and it is programmed in the back of my head. As different things occur about any given person, it is stored in my head. So whenever a time comes where like we're about to get into it or we're roasting one another, everything that I've ever heard about that particular person will shoot itself to like my forehead. Okay. It will, everything will like, it's some kind of I don't know. It's like what do you call it? When you are working like in a factory, it's like a production table, like in my head, where everything in the back gets shots up to my forehead. And when it's go time, I actually just start spitting things out. Everything that's inside of my forehead gets spit out, but I don't leave it out. It shoots right back to the back of my head for the next time I got to use it. So with that, it's like I can do it really, really fast because it's all right there. It has piled itself up and it is waiting to be thrown out my forehead like, coins out of a slot machine. And then it just goes right back to the back and restore and refile.
I can. I mean, the way you're describing it is giving me like a visual of
Because
how.
it's like an algorithm. Like, have you ever seen The Good Doctor, the series, The Good Doctor, where he's like an autistic doctor or whatever, and his mind works like an algorithm, almost looks like algebra or something, like formulas. And that's how my mind works. It becomes an algorithm and a formula in front of my head, and your name is at the center. And everything, there's like branches that stems out from your name, and everything I could think of that is connected to you, it gets written in on that web. You know how we used to write the webs on language arts class, and you got your subject in the middle, and then you have all your branches or whatever. That's how it is.
I just can't believe she has a formula for the roasting. Like I really wanted to hear this because not everybody could just sit there and go on and on, and it's never repetitive. It's never the same stuff. She's not talking just to talk. What she's saying is like actual things about the person and can go for hours. I was like, I never want to be on the other end of that. Oh my god!
I hate to say it, but sadly, no one has really actually. People have seen me irritated, maybe annoyed, and like I can go off without even being mad. But I am so glad that like I keep my supporters in my mind when I'm doing this because honestly, there is no end to how rough my roasting can get, or it's no end. So I have to consider the sources of those watching me, and I make sure I try to keep it, excuse me, humorous more than disrespectful. Excuse me. So
Right.
yeah, I try to give you a laugh and not make it to where I'm really trying to just tear somebody down in a very derogatory way. But yeah, I'm capable of that. So I'll be very, disciplined.
Right.
Y'all have not probably seen but about 50% of how I really can go.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm glad that you said that because it's two different types. Like it's different when you're just roasting, having fun with it, but sometimes it can get overly, like you said, disrespectful.
Yeah.
And you have been careful in not going there. So and I think that your supporters know that about you and see that. Because it has gotten tough in the streets. Now, with that, because of the I'm trying to see how to word this. um, because of the multiple times that you've had to straighten, sometimes that can cause like different types of traffic to your channel. And so with that, you have to build a mod family, a mod of wrenches, a family of wrenches, I should say, to kind of help keep things flowing, to keep out disrespectful comments, and so forth. So a lot of content creators kind of looked at your mods as being like a standard at one point, where and then it became where the Breakroom 411's mod, shout out to all of the fellow mods, because I am a mod in the Breakroom 411, we're kind of getting a bad rep, like we're gangsters. So when you choose a mod, okay, or let's consider the mods for channels, what is a standard, or what do you consider important for that mod to do?
Well,
I'm just trying to think of how to say it in a way that's simple. Okay.
for one, let me say shout out to every last one of my beautiful mods. I'm gonna tell y'all this. um, with the choosing of my mods, I do not go for people that are all the same. If people take a closer look at those that mod for me, everybody is very different.
Yes.
We have some that's like trained to go and on your tail, like you ain't even got a chance to say what you think you about to say before they get you gone. You have some that's willing to hear you out and then give you give you a shot at this thing or whatever. We have some. We're all a praying family for one. I'm gonna say that we are a praying family. I need to say that I have mods that mod for different people, right? However, the way that people mod for the break room is quite different. Because we are a different type of family. We just are, and I'm very proud of that. Back in the day, and Open Book can tell y'all, when we were all kind of going through our things with the XBs, or the people of the other side across the street and all of that, I never got bothered by them. I was always bothered by strangers, that trolls that were strangers, that I didn't know. And people that did not frequent my channel, like except when they were being nosy or something, did not realize how much I used to be under attack with trolls, and I still do. You know what I mean? And it was actually a joke in the break room that these didn't bother us, trolls did. You know what I mean? There, and by trolls I mean people that were not a part of the saga, that was just there to go in random lives, tell you that you're buck tooth, tell you look like a rabbit, tell you it's ugly, tell you
Right.
that or whatever. It was never bees or people from this saga. So it is a lot more trolls out there than it is LaTruth or Brianna supporters. Let me tell you, okay? These trolls go worldwide, all over the country, all over outside of the country. And so with that, I also do my lives without scheduling them. You know what I mean? I come very random. And because of that, I needed to have a decent amount of people that could cover different shifts that I was on. I've got nighttime mods that's up late. I got those that are, up in the daytime hours, those that are in the in between hours. So I never expected all my mods to be in my chats at all times, every time. I needed mods who, as long as no matter when I went live, somebody could cover me. So this was where getting a lot of mods came into play at, because I do not have a schedule. And the reason for that, like Open Book said, y'all, I have been through my share of stuff in this YouTube sector. So to protect myself and to protect 1,000 people trying to go live when I went live just spite me, I would not schedule them. I would go very random. And I kind of stayed that way, to where if you catch me, it's because you're meant to catch me. And if you don't, then you don't. So I actually felt more comfortable just not even letting people know when I'm doing anything. And I love the element of surprise. But my mods are very different. They have different levels of tolerance, patience,
Yep.
and just they're all gifted, and y'all are all gifted in such a magnificent way. And for those that say, what do I expect, or all of this, I have mods that keep their eye out for the enemy, whoever that is, and whenever it is. I have mods that keep their eye out for me to make sure I'm not being snaked around here because it happens. I have mods that are there to get rid of trolls and bad comments and things like that. I have mods that come on panels and help me host things like that, help me run game nights and all those kind of things. So I don't want mods that all are available to do the exact same thing. Some of them come in and they don't block nobody, but they'll come and hit the cash app, it's subscribe, this, that, and the third. They promote the channel, they'll share the channel. So you need different people to do different things. If all my mods were just supporters and not content creators, like Open Book is a content creator. This is someone who can share my lives or share something I'm trying to get out on her platform because she's the content creator. Um, and so on and so forth, as well as Shelly Shell and so Critical Time or whatnot. So yeah, you need mods that do different things and give a different type of something to your channel. Period. You don't want them all to move the same or think the same. My mods catch things at different times, and at the end of the day, it has kept me safe. It has kept my channel safe, and that's where it's at.
And you know what? I wanted to bring up mods for a reason because the series is about new content creators and more established. And so, as even newer content creators are building their channels, this is an important factor because who you have as a mod can either make or break kind of your subscriber numbers. It can mess up the flow of your channel if they don't have your best interests at heart. If you have mods with their own agendas and own motives, that can be detrimental later on. It almost makes me think of in the church aspect. Those of you who may know, we probably see them with the pastors. I used to be an adjutant to my first lady, and what they do is, excuse me, they serve that leader by carrying something that they may need carried, traveling with them, or praying for them right before ministry. Your job is to make sure that they are as focused and comfortable as possible to fulfill their assignment, whatever the assignment that they're called to do during that particular ministry opportunity. So I look at it as with mods, you are pretty much that content creator's adjutant or like an assistant, but that's focused on the mission of that channel. What is their heart? Okay, what do they like and don't like? Because I'm out for a couple of content creators. They're all different. They have different tolerance levels. Okay, on certain things. Some say, oh, they're okay, they can do that. Some say, no, get them out of here. So for each channel, you have to be versatile and know what you're supposed to do to assist and not break down or tear down that content creator's channel or mess up their subscribers. And so it's very, very important. And I'm glad that Tiff brought that up. And also the fact that everyone has a purpose. Like she has multiple minds, and it's been crazy in the chat. When I tell you it's been like trolls coming in, coming. Well, you have to have different ones to handle that. You also need the people to still share the cash app, share to subscribe. You have people that may have questions, so you have some mods answering questions. So everyone has their own purpose and assignment. We just because we have a wrench, that doesn't make you any bigger or better than anyone else in that chat. What you are doing is help facilitating the comment section because the content creator cannot at the time. They are focusing on their message or what their topic or so forth. And so that alleviates some of the distractions if they have people in place to take care of the other things. And so that is what is important. So it wasn't that in the Breakroom 411, that some people thought, that we were gangsters and all of that. It's not about that. Everyone was focused on the mission and what we're trying to get done. And we had different fights at different times. Okay, so that was a whole, so when the height of things was there, then the height of the focus of that channel has to go up. Because if you have all kind of people coming in, doing this, doing that, it can be a big distraction. And so Mama Three said, I love you, leave your doors open for most people. Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. So Tiff, one thing that I appreciated and I noticed with you was in Mama Three, you were pretty much part of the former, on the other side. So we're past that. But I like that we have that here, even in the chat, of that unity. And so Tiff allowed or welcomed everyone to come in, as long as you're not disrespectful. And I love that when I saw that one day when a lot of the former, I'll just say Bree supporters just started coming in the chat, I was like, oh my God, not understanding what was happening, but you welcomed it and they must have felt some type of welcoming, spirit from you to come into your chat. And so we want people to have differing views of opinions, or that we may not agree with, but if we all agree on the same thing, would it be fun? Would it be worth it if we all agreed? And so you have that about you, that you allow and you welcome other people to your chat.
I want to say something to that because you made me think of that, which was probably one of my funniest moments that I got to enjoy. Was the day the Bree supporters had fell out my trees, honey. It was the most hilarious time and day. I don't even think I have laughed so hard as I did that day. Was just so hilarious. However, I agree with you. Something that I try to tell people all along as well is that you before I get to that, I want to say about the mods one more thing, guys, and that is Open Book said a mouthful, and I got to piggyback off one thing, is that you have to be very careful about who you have mod for you, because you want the people that mod for you has to be people that you can communicate well with. You do not have to agree with all the time, and they don't have to agree with you all the time just because they mod for you. But that they, can anything we say to each other is for the bettering of a situation, not to be right, not to point out somebody's wrong or whatever, but it's always to give the best commentary and the best advice and all of that we can. You do not want somebody modding for you that can so easily leave you for any little thing. You don't want somebody modding for you that wants to move how they want to move. You have to be clear that people can make their own channels to move how they want to move. But when people are modding for you, if you are not an aggressive channel, you really don't want your mods treating people aggressively. You don't if you're a human, if you are a welcoming channel, you want welcoming mods, people that, I love one thing that the break room stands on is we go hard for how we welcome people and make sure that like no man is left behind, whether you new, you old, or whatever it is. We try to acknowledge everyone as much as we can, not just in the beginning, but all throughout the live. We try to welcome in new people and not treat every hello and hi like a troll, like a bot, or like this or like that. We first treat you like a human until you show us otherwise. But you really want people that kind of make you look as at how you making your, hold you to the same integrity and dignity that you are holding for your channel. You want them to do the same. If you're welcoming people and you're kind and being nice, you don't want people greeting other people like, oh great, you're here, just because that one person don't like them. They're not in your chat, they're in mine. So you might not care for someone, but guess what, there is enough mods to speak to that person or to be welcoming, where we really don't have to go out of our way to show I don't like this person or this, that, and the third. And sometimes our personal feelings can get in the way of doing a job well done, so I always encourage my mods to be free thinkers like they are. I never want them to go along with me to get along with me, because that don't even make for good conversation. So but it is very important that your mods hold up that integrity that you set for your channel. And if they cannot, well, guess what? Some people have to realize that if a trial run being a mod doesn't work, you should be able to have that conversation or unmod someone without them feeling like not having a wrench to your channel means that they're no longer family. That is actually one of the trickiest things about when you mod someone. It is very hard if you feel like it's not working out, or you love them, but you just it's just not working how you want it to work. If people can't support you without having a wrench, and you're still good to them and kind to them, well, like a wise person told me, it's very different between having a supporter and having subscribers. Subscribers are momentarily. They can subscribe to your channel, but never come, hit the like button, hit the comments, this, that, and the third. I don't look for subscribers. I look for supporters. And I look for the same in my moderators to support me, and to hold us up to integrity even when they're not in the break room. We represent each other, you know what I mean? And I just think it's important to choose wisely, and for the life of you, do not hand out them wrenches to just any and everybody. I have a growing channel, so I have growing wrenches for a reason. The more my channel grows, the more trolls that I sometimes get caught up with. And for that, which I know my reasons for how many wrenches I got. But guess what? At any given time, if something is not holding up to my standards and it hurts my channel, if a person hurts my channel more than they help, it should be perfectly fine to say, you know what, I love you, but this situation right here just ain't working out. But if that's not understood, sometimes you may have to let people go, at any given time, and not be afraid to do so, because the success of your channel is yours alone. It's up to you to make sure your channels are successful or whatever. So you can't just hold on to any and everybody because you like them. If they're not doing a job, or you got mods that aren't even coming to promote the channel, they're not blocking or interacting or whatever, then sometimes you got to let people go and say, hey, you're welcome in anytime, you still family, but there's no need to have a wrench if you're not using it. That's just how I feel. You know, you got to put your
Right.
to use.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. And um like, my thing is, I was willing even to give up mine when it was some things taking place where, not even with the content creator, but I just didn't want any negative attention that was being thrown at me to affect their channel. I would have still supported them, and I didn't have to have a wrench to do that. So it has to be about, are you truly supporting that content creator and have their best interests at heart, or are you just doing it just to have some type of control or power? Those are things to think about, if you are a mod. And I know we have mods in here from different channels, and these are things that I think about myself even as a mod. And there are times, I just want to add that this part too, there are times when content creators may have to have a conversation with mods, or maybe a mod needs to ask before we make decisions, talk to that particular content creator. Because, like I said, every content creator is different, and their assignments are different as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So
So, Tip, so y'all, this is funny too. I like this part. Micah, go in there with that. Because he loves to have a phone. I'm like, look, we can hear that. Now you have some unique catchphrases that are catchy all around the YouTube streets as well. But these started off with you sharing these catchphrases with us in the Break Room 411, such as sneaking and geeking. Okay, if y'all know, go ahead and put some in here, because I have a list. When we played a game one time, and I wanted to win, baby. I was sitting there trying to think of every catchphrase that you use so I could be ready. It's like I was studying for a test. And I wrote them like on a little sticky note. And so I was like, I looked over a few minutes ago and I said, "Oh Lord, I still have the sticky note.
That is so funny.
I still have that sticky note." Um, and let me just share some of these comments because y'all coming with the comments. I don't want to because move too fast on this next part. Okay. Yes, thank everyone that's supporting. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining Sweet Ma. For coming, and we had some other people to join, Sister Teacher, Tina's testimony. Who are some more people I just saw join? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Tiff da Gift from the Breakroom 411. She's in the house tonight, and we're talking about building a channel, how she has had great success at building her channel and giving feedback, sharing more about herself. Let's see, any other comments? Let's see that I wanted to share because y'all were coming with the comments. Okay, so here goes some of the catchphrases. Straight like that. We have shout out. Look, Tiff, what's this one? Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, whole asshole.
It's up and it's stuck. I'm gonna do some straightening. Okay.
Right. Family, y'all know me well.
I see. Okay. Oh, this is a big one right here. Right, Sister Teacher. Don't play on my top.
What's going on?
Okay. So we're gonna do a little game activity. So
Shell got one in there. Come on, take a walk with me.
oh, yeah. Oh Lord. Okay, so Tip, I want you to give us an example of what you would say or when you would use playing on my top. So for people that don't really know and that may watch the replay what some of these catchphrases are, I want you to share with us the meaning behind some of your catchphrases.
Yes, ma'am. And it's so funny because I done seen about 10 different ones in the chat. It is so funny. Oh my goodness. You open book, you are a bundle of fun. When you said this was gonna be fun and interesting. Oh my goodness. This will probably be my highlight right here. Of course, somebody paying off my top. That mean that one, you either underestimating me, underestimating my intelligence, serving me some BS that I ain't going for, type of thing. You playing off my top. Yeah, and y'all know the top is the head, the brain. You playing off my intelligence, my brain, my head. You know what I'm saying? I know better.
Oh boy, I never even knew that. See, I'm glad you explained that. I never knew you when you said playing on my top. I never knew you meant the brain. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
To play off your intelligence, like you smarter than what they trying to serve you.
Wow. Okay. So I get that one. What about sneaking and geeking?
Where the head at the top of your body. Come on, don't play off my top now.
Oh Lord. Okay, what about sneaking and geeking?
Woo! Sneaking and geeking. Sneaking and geeking refers to if you got people in the bushes watching people chat, seeing who's in whose chat, seeing who laughing in whose chat, who making what on their YouTube checks, you sneaking and geeking. If you counting everybody's subscribers and seeing how many people is in somebody else live, you sneaking and geeking. You ain't there to support. You there just to be nosy. You sneaking and geeking. If you being a bone carrier and you just watching somebody content so you can ooh and ah and go carry a bone, you sneaking and what open book?
Geeking.
Uh,
Oh, now what exactly is a hoe asshole?
a whole asshole is when you more than just one hoe. Okay, when you just over the top of just a regular hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done surpassed just being an old hoe. You a hoe asshole. You know what I'm saying? This means that you have exceeded your regular hoe expectations. When you hoeing around, and this is another thing, y'all. When you think of hoe asshole, don't think of like hoes in the street, like somebody that's giving up the goods or something like that. When you think of hoe asshole in the YouTube streets, you gotta think about a subscriber that's for everybody. Don't care who's right, who's wrong. You just there. You just everywhere. You're messy. You know what I'm saying? And when people are messy, if a content creator or a subscriber or supporter is just messy, you playing all sides of the fences. You know what I mean? You in this person ear telling them something, and then you in the next person ear telling them something, and it's the same two people you telling stuff on as each other, and you don't even care. You just being a whole asshole. You going over the top. You just being a whole asshole mean you is over the normal limit of your ignorance. You done maxed out. You know. Yeah. You for everybody. You ain't even got no side because you just for everybody. You want to be able to screw everybody over. By the end that it's done, said and done, you just gonna be that person that screws over everybody. You got a long, long list of doing people wrong. You's a whole asshole.
Oh, I told y'all I can't. I can't. Oh my god! Yes, critical. I can't believe she said that. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm done. When you say it's up and it's stuck, what is it stuck to?
Child, when I say it's up and it's stuck, that mean my word is my born. That mean that I don't play off myself for nobody. That mean that it's set in stone. That mean when it's up and it's stuck, it mean it can't be wavered. It can't be shooken. It can't be shaken. It can't be moved. You understand? Whatever I said that's up and stuck is like a mountain that only God can move. You can't do nothing. You know, if I love somebody, your hatred for them ain't gonna change my love for them. When I say it's up and it's stuck, I said it with my chest. When I put it up there, I
Yeah.
yeah, you understand? Just like with my heavenly Father, you know, when God say it, it's up and it's stuck. You know, you can't move God's word. So I feel like as long as I'm telling the truth, it's unmovable, it's unshakable. You can't deny me. You can get mad, you can not you know, you ain't gotta like it, but you gonna respect it because I said it with my chest and I was telling the truth. So it's up and it's stuck. Period. On period.
On period. I love it. I love it. All right. So what? Also, where is this upper room that you talking about so much?
Come to the upper room. Now, this upper room is a play off of like our ancestry in our church house or whatever, you know, where God said take to the upper room. You know what I'm saying? We look at God like, you know, when somebody passed away and go to God, we look at them like their soul is going to the upper room where everything is true, where everything is righteous, where everything is pure. When you saying thing, when I tell you to come into the upper room, it's to come get this truth. It's to come hear something clear and factual. You know what I mean? It's when it just is what it is, and period. When you come to the upper room, that means you came to hear the truth. You didn't come to hear me because you like me. You didn't come to hear me because you dislike me and want something to talk about. You came to hear me because you know I stand on all 10 of them twiddly dee toes down there. You understand? So when you come to the upper room, you coming for the truth and nothing less than the truth. Straight like that.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get through this part. It's hard for me to get through this part. Oh my goodness. My last one. Why do you be up in the break room barking like a dog? Where did that come from?
Uh,
Oh,
what? What?
I don't understand. Oh, I don't
Before
think I
I
know the backstory.
before I answer that, I'm gonna just go ahead and have to say, burn to all the homies out there, straight like that. Burn to all my homies out there tonight. Now, the dog barking comes from, it's a play off your homies because, in the streets, you like, that's my dog, that's my homie, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So, my little ghetto fabulous way of loving on y'all, like letting the world know that y'all my homies, y'all my dogs, like we family, and you know what I'm saying, is to, do the dog bark, you know what I'm saying? That's when you got all your homies in the building. You know how all the coyotes meet up on top of the hill and bay at the moon. You know what I'm saying? They letting folks know we out here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hunt and not be hunted. So that's how I round up the family. Like when we stand in unison, is burn type thing. So it's our way of showing unity. You know what I'm saying? We pack. You know what I'm saying? Period. We a
Ah,
community. We're a pack, and we together. It's my way of just letting those that's out there in the woods and the people that's all in their bushes know that we up in here. We together. We got eyes on every entrance and every exit. We out here.
wow. And you know what? What's funny is, I mean, I've been a mod, but I never knew the backstory. I didn't even know I was supposed to know that. Like, that gives it a different meaning. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I never knew what that meant.
Call. You know how the bloods be like, so woo. That's like, or the cousins be like, what's cracking? You know what I'm saying? That's our break room call, yeah, and you know what I mean? Because we embrace everything that was meant to make us feel or, inferior to whatever. And it's like, the same way the folks did when they like, that's my NIGGA, type thing. That was originated to be used against us, and then our people turned it into a term of endearment. So that's just kind of how I look at it. I know we ain't dogs, we're not animals and things, but because I am a dog lover and I'm always picking with my dog, any dog I have, I'm always making jokes. Like I'll look at them like I'm the leader of the pack, you know what I'm saying, and do little silly things. And so I do that with my dogs as well. So it's just something that carried over to the break room.
Oh my God. I just can't believe I'm just finding this out. Like I really, these questions are just popping out, and these are things I really want to know because I didn't know the back history. I knew it was something good that you and Treasure, and she's one of the other mods, y'all have that bond, and y'all do that a lot, which I tried to do it, and my bark does not sound right. And so I was like, I don't even know why we barking. Okay. So it helps to know the backstory and what that actually means.
Look, I be y'all saying all kind of stuff. Y'all don't even know what y'all saying.
Oh my God. I just cannot believe it. Like, seriously. Okay, last one. I got one more.
Right.
Why do we have to say it with our chest? What is so significant about saying it with your chest?
Yo, straight like that, y'all. Straight like that without no sneaking and geeking involved when it needs to be up and stuck and all of that. Saying it with your chest is all of those things that are my sayings mixed up together. Saying it with your chest is the shut it out. Saying it with your chest is to be straight like that. Saying it with your chest is not to play off your own top, and therefore can't nobody else play off your top either. Saying it with your chest is that you ain't here to do no sneaking and geeking, and you ain't here to play around with nobody coming to try to do no sneaking and geeking. Saying it with your chest is saying it for every friend, foe, or enemy, no matter where they at, if they in the bushes, in the chat, backstage, no matter where they at in life. Is saying it with your chest means that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. Just like foghorn, leghorn. I said. Y'all know how that rooster, what was he? A rooster from Looney Tunes. Foghorn. Leghorn meant what he said, and he said what he meant. So when you say it with your chest, that means you've done your homework. Can't nobody overtalk you, overstate you, correct you, or any of that. What you said is factuals. Is how you feel. It is whether it's your opinion or whatever. Because honey, if it's just saying it with your chest and mean it. When you say it with your chest, you ain't got to apologize or feel bad about it after some thought, after the live is over, or after the moment is done, when the party's over, you ain't done nothing you or said nothing you gotta regret. Saying it with your chest is I done skimmed over the fine lines, and once I say what I'm about to say, ain't nothing nobody can call a contradiction or a hypocrisy or nothing. It is what it is and it stands. That's what saying it is. If you call somebody a name, don't feel bad about it in the morning. If you felt that way then, make sure that's how you felt and that you ain't gonna be feeling bad like, oh, I shouldn't have called Becky that last night. Damn, maybe I went a little too hard. Every straightening I ever did, I said it with my chest and I meant it. Now I might have changed how I felt over time, but when I meant it. Say it with your chest.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Critical. She has a good question. She said, can we mix say it with your chest with hoe ass hope?
Hey, say it with your chest, ho. Oh, stop the sneaking and geeking. Don't play on at top, or it's gonna be some straightening around here. Ain't no sneaking and geeking because you know it be up in this stuff. And last but not least, burn. And that's
Yeah,
all I say
she
about
done, she done taught us a whole. If you didn't catch that, okay. Excuse me. If you have to tell someone off, okay, she didn't just gave you a whole sentence using her own vocabulary that you can use to tell them off. Okay, in one sentence.
if you ever in an argument, y'all, just write down your break room 411 shit and be like, what you say? You hoe asshole. I know you ain't over here trying to play off my top. I know somebody fucking around all day was gonna be coming over here sneaking and geeking. Now that's what you thought you was about to do. Now you really sat somewhere and thought that you was gonna be playing off my top. You ain't even gotta cuss, y'all. You just say, oh word, if that's what you feel, then forget it then. It's up and it's stuck. Cause I'm sick of you hoe ain't hoes. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Somebody gonna have to F around and find out. Bird, then you mix in some barks with it. Like, and then so people, if you mix in some barks with some straightening and be like, what you say? That's what you okay. Mess around and find out. Bird,
She
if you
found the
bark,
whole pack.
if you bark in the middle of some straightening, they're gonna be like, hold up, this damn lady is whole lot barking. You got it. You got it. You got Be like, nah, you wanted it up and it's stuck. You wanted it up and stuck. Now we here. The straightening is here. We here in the upper room. We here now. What you got to say? Ho ass ho, playing off top, sneaking and geeking around here, left and right. Air channel I go to. You somewhere sneaking and geeking, trying to play off somebody's top. You gonna get some straightening tonight. Straight like that. And when I get started, it's gonna be up and it's stuck. Period. Burn. Okay, that's y'all last you know, description for the day.
Oh my god, I am done. I'm done. Critical say she logging out. uh, Going in.
Oh my god, I love y'all so much. Shout out to the whole family out there that pulled up tonight, man. This has been so much fun. It's been so much fun.
Cindy said, I want to know how Ghost feels with all this barking going on.
I think Ghost probably felt I was trying to take his position. You know how they say in a marriage, let the husband be the husband and let the wife be the wife. Everybody in the family has their position. I think he feel like I'm trying to step on his toes a little bit because, he's like, my position in the family is to be the dog. Now, what are you doing barking? Like, I mean, I don't even understand. So sometimes he gives me a little side eye, kind of roll his eyes a little bit like, you got some nerve. And you know what I'm saying? He does that, but I think he's adjusting, and now he's about to be a star as well and have his own channel. So we're learning to share. I let him do human things, like I'm teaching him to walk for long periods of time on his hind legs, in case his front paws get tired or something. And he teaches me how to perfect my bark, and together we're gonna be great.
And she's serious. Okay, she's serious, y'all. Sister Teacher said in the
That
middle of the conversation.
what you say, sis?
She said, Sister Teacher said in the middle of a conversation, you do the barking.
Yes, yes. In the middle of an argument, conversation, it don't matter. You got to let them know the bark. It means something. It means something. It's not just barking to be barking. We bark with a meaning and a purpose around here.
I love it, man. That was funny. My stomach is hurting. Oh my goodness. That is too funny. So, okay, Tip, I wanted to talk about this last question, y'all. 'Cause remember earlier we were saying how you started off with a lower number of subscribers during the beginning kind of this saga, the Latrice saga that has now ended. But look at the amount of growth within the past few months. You are now almost at 6.8K subscribers. What do you attribute to the success of your channel and the growth that you're seeing now?
Haters, haters, haters. Uh, I, I I kid, I joke with you, I joke with you. But yeah, I attribute a lot of it to God. All of it to God. I think that you know, I stayed true to form and to who I am. And I feel like at some of my darkest, what was meant to be my darkest time in this saga actually was one of my biggest blessed times. I think that God used me to show people that, in the thick of it all, our alliance should be with the most high is what the biggest lesson that I learned that elevated me was that in truth I stood with the most high in my path to lead people not astray. I stayed true to who I was, and I think I was a testament to when God can make your enemies your footstool. I really, really do. I think at a time that was meant to bring me down and tear me down and to discredit me was actually God used it to build me up and to show me that it didn't matter who was with me when I was with Him. And I'm gonna say that again. God showed me it didn't matter who was with me as long as I was with Him. And for that which I am grateful. He showed me in real time that if you just hold on, if you just be patient, I'm gonna show you what you can do with me on your team, and not have to worry about the building of any other team. What's meant for you is going to be for you. Period. And you don't got to care about nothing nobody else is doing to try to destroy you or tear you down. Just worry about what I'm doing with them pieces they tearing off. And God built me a stronger channel, and He built me a stronger Tiff da Gift and a stronger family. And it wasn't power in numbers; it was power in quality. At the end of the day, I'm grateful for them numbers, but I do know that in the inside of all that 6.8, it was some true supporters, true moderators, true family members that never took their hand off me, never turned their back on me. It was some people out there that prayed for the 411. It wasn't my prayers alone. It was some people that knew that I was trying to do my best, bring my best. Lord, don't make me cry right now. Um, mm,
Jesus.
mm.
Have your way, God.
I apologize, y'all, but you
Don't have
just
to.
understand that God moved so powerfully in my YouTube life as he does in my regular life, and put some amazing, strong people to surround me and to keep a hand on me and to, just show the utmost loyalty and it just meant so much to me. So, I shed a tear right now just thinking about the true love and support that I had that stood on the front end on so many different times that could have really, if I wasn't as strong as I was, it could have made me drop all of this and like so many other people wanted to do. But I knew that my strength and my power comes from God, and I knew that there was nothing man could do about that. And when I tapped into God's power and I got my strength and I powered up through God and I kept calling on God's name to shake something up and to do what I know my God to do. And that's exactly what God did, and just kept some real beautiful people in my circle. And y'all all know who y'all are. And I thank God for y'all. I thank God for the supporters that never made me feel like I wasn't worthy of their presence and their time. And those that continue to stand in the gap with me, man, that is where my success comes from. It doesn't come from no um, creators or sagas or none of that. My strength came from all y'all who pulled up and just held me without even knowing if I had gotten weak or not. You held me regardless, and that meant everything to me and to my channel. And I thank y'all so much, and I thank the man upstairs for showing me I was worthy to have a channel, and gave me the foresight to see that I would bless people with this channel, and I would do great things if I just hold on to my integrity and my character. And that's exactly what I did. I'm not perfect, but I work every day to be a little bit more of what God expects of me. And yeah, I thank y'all. God used y'all to help keep me on my feet, and you helped me build that Breakroom house family, and I thank you. Couldn't thank y'all enough. I really couldn't. Thank y'all so much.
Wow. It's an honor and a pleasure. And a couple of the comments that I saw, Mom of Three shared that you are a real one. You're definitely a real one. Sister Teacher said God ain't through with the break room 411. And just watching, I could say this, and some of the others may have the same sentiments. Um, Throughout the past, like probably 6 months, probably got really rocky and rough up in there, like the last 6 months or so. Um, we witnessed you getting like different types of attacks. Um, Sometimes attacks that you probably didn't even know why. People leaving, you didn't know why. And I'm just saying, she didn't tell me to say this. I'm just saying stuff I've kind of witnessed. Um, People coming and going. Um, but through all of the different shaking, when God shakes us up, and sometimes we may not understand what's really going on, that can pretty much break us down. It can pretty much make us want to leave it. Just it's not worth it. But we saw you stand in the midst of all of that, that you did not break. It seemed like it made you stronger because you kept going. Okay. You kept fighting, you kept growing, and it inspired a lot of us to continue to want to hang in there and see you get to the other side of this. And so, because you did not give up or give in, God allowed that which was coming at you to help build you stronger, your channel to get stronger. Because as you elevate, as He promotes you, people are going to fall off. Snakes can only go up so high. And I'm not saying this against anyone, I'm just speaking generally, but snakes can only go up so high before they start falling off. And I think sometimes when we go through different things, God has to show us who is for us and who is not. Because when you get to a level of blessing, There are some people that he is not going to want to be a part of that because he knows the sentiments of their heart. They can try to fool us, but God knows people's hearts. And so just to see how you would stand in the gap and not even just, you weren't even mainly fighting for yourself. A lot of times you were fighting and doing straightening and talking on behalf of others, not just the Latruths, but people like Open Book, people like others that you probably had to talk for too. That goes a long way, and I am eternally grateful. You don't realize the impact that you've had on so many people. Gravitate to what is real, and I think because of your realness, that draws a lot of attention to your channel. And the fact that people see that no matter what they try, they can't break you. And so there's a blessing in that. We can truly feel the presence of God when we do our prayers, and you can see the hand of God has to be on the Breakroom 411 and on you. And so everyone that comes in there feels that welcoming spirit and that family spirit. You can truly feel that when you come to your channel.
Thank you so much. Oh, y'all, I'm still back here a little choked up, just listening to Open Book. And thank y'all so much in the chat for real for standing on 10 with me. And yes, Open Book, I try to be what how they say, you treat people how you want to be treated. And
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, I ain't always been a content creator. There was a time I was only a supporter and a subscriber. And I remember so vividly how it felt sometimes to have supported certain people for so long. You're barely spoken to, you're barely recognized, you're just another comment in a chat, you're just another number in a subscription list. And often, it just feels, it can feel so like, it almost like you can go in some chats and it doesn't even matter if you're there or not. I kind of wanted my home in the break room to feel like, the song of Cheers, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Y'all know I got to throw in song everywhere.
I love it.
Cheers was kind of the song that played in my mind when I was trying to get a feel for what I wanted my channel to feel like. Because, you can get so lost in these algorithms and chats and things like that. And so I didn't chase, I never was one that was chasing numbers. God did what he did for me. And I'm so thankful for that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't something I was chasing. I was not in a rush. I really wanted to build it from the ground up. And I wanted to give something to my people that I would have wanted to receive throughout my time just being a supporter and a subscriber. I wanted, you want someone to say hello. You want someone to notice if you need a little prayer or if you need a little kind word. If you feeling blue, you want someone to notice if you're not yourself, and things of that nature. And I think in the break room, we have thank God that it is an intimate setting where we can notice when each other is gone for a while. We can notice if someone is downtrodden and having a disheartening moment. We can actually take time to see when someone isn't seeming like they're self or well, and that means so much to me because it's the things in real life, like what you say to some person, to a person, it affects them in real life. And I've had people come in and say, wow, you don't know how much this made my day. I go to a lot of channels and nobody ever speaks, nobody whatever, but I come here and y'all having full conversations with me like I've been here forever. And we don't know just how much those things, you don't know if a person spends all their time lonely at home. There's people people who have lost whole families, and have been living this world by themselves, and they find some solace and peace in our channels. They find a home in our channels. And one thing I refuse to ever do is treat my family like throwaways, treat them like they're just a number in a subscription list, or just a name in a members list or whatever. We're actual people, and we've spent almost as much time with each other as we do the people in our regular lives, our jobs, our homes, our spouses, our children. So if we're going to do that, then we should make that time together worth it. We should be making someone who doesn't feel like they have anyone feel like they have someone. Someone who never hears a kind word has a place to come hear a kind word. Someone who may not be as close to God as they may see us can come and ask for prayer, or different things like that. That was so important to the foundation of the break room, is to be the content creator that I wished had greeted me when I was just a supporter and just a subscriber. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's awesome. Y'all, this has been, when I tell you, a blessing. I mean, we've gone through a range of emotions throughout this whole live. And Tiff, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for just blessing us tonight, being our special guest tonight, and just giving us input on how you've built your channel and the success that you've had. If you could give one piece of advice to someone that is about to start a channel, or in the beginning stages, or it could be just a veteran that just may want to hear, what would be that one word of advice that you would give to content creators?
Um, my one, if I could only choose a one word, without any other words to follow it, it would be um, authentic. It would definitely be authentic. Stay authentic, 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 authentic. Because and I say that because God made us all very unique. You were not made to do the you might not be, if you're not authentic, because this is very important. Go into content creation, even if you are a veteran and you trying to make your platform better or whatever. It is very important that you go into it being exactly what you want, how you want people to see you. If you want to be known as a truth teller, well, you have to stand on truth at all times, not when it's just comfortable, not when it's just easy. Sometimes you have to stand in a gap, even when you're the only person standing in that gap. You have to know that every road, just because you're close with someone, their journey is not always going to be your journey. And some roads, God is not going to bless or take to the next level if you are stagnating yourself. And sometimes when God is setting things up, or even if God lets the devil set some things up to show us something, or to move some things out your way, we can't always fight against what we're telling God to help us get to our greater self, but we are not paying attention to those signs. And God really, not even just God, but whatever it is, the universe, your family, your spouse, everything should be done with authentication. It should be done being the most you can be, not ever having to get on these screens. Because another thing, I started out on camera because I knew that I'm amongst so many beautiful, wonderful women. You know what I mean? But you will always find a reason to not feel comfortable on the camera if you are not first comfortable with yourself. I'm comfortable with myself. I love the person I wake up to when I look in the mirror, with makeup, no makeup, when I'm groggy, sleeping, my eye don't matter. I be loving up on me. So when you love yourself first, love yourself when you come up here. Heal from some things, because if not, you'll find yourself on a roller coaster ride that you can't get off of. So heal from some things before you try to help others, and love yourself authentically. Because if you don't love who you are authentically, you cannot expect for anyone else to. And then you'll only end up conforming yourself to what everyone else want to see in you. And you got to keep it. It will take far too much energy to keep going with what you have to keep up with for other people than what it takes to just be authentically you. And it will also keep you full of joy and not temporary happiness, because those kind words that people only say when you're dressed right and when your makeup's good and when you're getting along is they fade away during arguments, and a lot of other things as we get older and all sorts of things. So just stay authentic and original. Don't take nobody else's journey, because then it's going to be your fault if you keep stumbling over obstacles. And if you can't get nowhere, it's because you are trying to take someone else's path that wasn't made for your footsteps. So make sure you know where you're going, and not always following your neighbor's car. Know where you're trying to go, period.
Woo! You said a whole mouthful. That is so true. And I love Queen Dree. She shared this on behalf even of subscribers. We love seeing content creators on camera. I be wanting to see who I'm watching sometimes. Right. Because sometimes you do, and I do go on camera, y'all. Sometimes it just depends, if there's something going on or so forth. But yes, this is another way to connect with your audience. And so Tiff does do like a variety. She'll come on camera or she'll be without camera. And so yes, if you're a content creator, think about that. That's another way for others to get to know you, because most channels, you do see the bubbles, okay, talking with the pictures, and less people, really going live. I think more so on Facebook Live, you see more people going live, showing their faces and without the StreamYard. So it does make a difference. Let's see. Sister Teacher said, oh, okay, this was something, another content creator. Okay. Let's see. Ebony said, I have a statement rather than a question. I admire how Tiff speaks from the heart, how she will read you and love on you at the same time. She's a very original, passionate, and stays in her lane.
Amen. And shout out to Evan Day, sweet ma. Thank you to Humble Me Hype, for
Yes.
inviting us to your panel the other day. Y'all, please go like, share, subscribe, and support that beautiful lady. She has a wonderful heart. Shout out to her, Queen Unique. We love you. Shout out to Angel Gibson that's in the
Yes.
team testimony, Sister Teacher, goodness gracious, Bestie, Shelly, Queen Dree, everybody that's out there, keep it cute. Queen Dree, Cindy, Cancer, all of y'all that has pulled up for us today. Cancer 66, Jamaica, Lady Love, all of y'all. Brittany, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this, but I meant to do this. Shout out to Royal D. Shout to each and every person. I'm just scrolling down real quick because I do want y'all to know. I want to just wanted to shout y'all out for pulling up for me and Open Book. That the support means everything. Thank you to Critical and Dreamy Girl. And I can't so far up in the live chat, but thank y'all to anybody that pulled up for us. This has been an unforgettable moment. My first real live, well, not actually my first, my actual second now, thanks to Queen Unique, but oh my goodness, this was just a wonderful experience at Open Book. I could not have asked for a better, interview. And each one of you ladies who've interviewed me has been such a dream. And I just don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed with just love. I thank you so much for letting me just share a little more about me on your platform. And if I can, let me tell you how proud I am of you. Shout out to your book. Shout out to your platform. You are a God-powered woman with a beautiful family. You are such an inspiration, Open Book. You know how to turn lemons into lemonade, and you share. Oh my goodness, I admire you so much for the love you pour out. The love is all in your voice, it's in your laugh, it's in your eyes, it's in your smile, it's in your spirit. I love you and support you the long way. And I wish you nothing but success. And I'm gonna be right by your side, on your journey, supporting you and I'm just so thankful for you, Open Book.
Well,
Words can't
I
even
love
express it. It just can't even express it.
I thank you so, so much. I give God the glory. I'm truly grateful that He laid this on my heart. I can't take credit for that, but I always try to think of ways to inspire and uplift. And I thank God for divinely connecting me with you and so many others of you that I feel like we haven't even met each other, but I feel your spirit. Some of you that have been like through this, we've been through a lot, y'all, through this, that whole saga, but it's like a core group of people just have been hanging together and keeping that bond, and it feels like family, like we've known each other. And I'm truly, truly, truly grateful for all of you. All you have been such a blessing. Those of you who have supported and purchased the book, it means a lot. With every book purchase that I see that pops up, I give God glory and I tell God to bless you. Because as you sow into me, I pray that you will reap a harvest or reap a blessing. Even your support tonight and being here for Tiff, we want to uplift these content creators, put them on the map, y'all, as we continue to grow. Notice you've been to the open book too. Don't y'all forget the little people, as y'all continue to grow, y'all grow y'all channels, don't forget about the open book, but I just wanted to be a blessing and just give them this, an opportunity for my platform with the subscribers that I have, or people to come and just see what their channels are about. They don't need me, of course, but I just wanted to extend that invitation. And I thank you, Tiff, for uh, offering to come here and just blessing us tonight. It has truly, truly, truly been a blessing.
It has been a blessing to be here, Open Book, and I wish you so much success. And I love what you're doing. And I support you the long way, the long way. I am going to let you close out the show. But before I go, in true break room 411
Wait,
fast.
wait, wait. Hold on. Before you go there, hold on, because I do want you to do that. Because I was actually going to ask you to do it. Hold on 1 second, because I just in true fashion, because we have to have something funny. Queen Dree, she said the tote skit that you did
Mhm.
was hilarious. Okay. And I gotta add to that tote the tote skit, the phone call skit. Y'all, I think those are like the top two. I think Tiff has a knack for doing skits that we would never forget some of those moments. I just had to say, that phone, every time you said that phone number, I hollered every time. So I just had to pause on that comment because I want to say that. Sweet Ma, she said that this was such a vibe. The questions and the answers were everything. I love you, Dreamy Girl. You have such a sweet spirit, great connection as well. And I thank God for you. I thank God for you, Angel, as well. Thank y'all all so much for being a blessing. Welcome, Keena. Thank you for joining. I love you, Shelly Share. I love you, Lolo, Mom of Three, all of y'all, Sister Teacher that are in here. I thank you, thank you, thank you for just showing up and being a support. Rebecca, Brittany, all of y'all. It's so many. I'm just so truly, truly grateful. Miss Mel, Tina's testimony, Sweet Ma, and I think Cindy, yes, Cindy, and some more that were in here, critical, that were in here, Queen Unique, the adoption skit. I didn't see that one. I don't think someone said. Shelly said the adoption skit. Miss Burnett, thank you for joining as well. Okay, so Tiff, y'all, in true fashion, Tiff. Those of you who have not been to her channel or stayed up long enough to get to this point, she has a special way of closing out her show. So I'm so grateful that she is up to it. She's going to bless us with that closing today.
I already know. But before I do that, y'all know if anybody ever need me, call me at 317. Oh, 30, after. But I ain't got a gun. I'm sorry.
Every time you do that, I holler. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Shout out to the 411 family, the open book family. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. We love y'all so, so much. So, so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being exactly who you are. And most importantly, thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your hearts are true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank y'all for being a friend. Shout out!
Thank you, Tiff, so much for being our special guest and for being a huge blessing today from the Break Room 411. We really, really appreciate it and love you, sis.
Love you. Thank you, Open Book. You know it's up and it's stuck, and God bless you on your platform. I'm going to drop down while you close out the night, and thank you all for having me. Tip the gift from the Break Room 411. Don't forget to like, share, and most certainly subscribe.
Thank you. Thank you, too. Oh my gosh, y'all. This has been a wonderful, wonderful night. Ebony said, Tiff, where's that live? We need to laugh some more. Right? Oh my gosh. She's going to pull up some of those skits because, baby, those skits will have you rolling. Okay. And what's so funny is Miss Amora, y'all know from Miss Amora from the other side. But we out. She said she the neighbor now. Okay. But it was something Tiff was talking about with her. And she even admitted, I think, on one of her lives that they even had to laugh at Tiff. So, I mean, Tiff is so funny. You have to laugh. She's talking about you. You know what I'm saying? So it was just amazing. Oh my gosh. I had such a wonderful time tonight. And I thank you all so, so much. Thank you, sweet mom. And we appreciate you joining us tonight as well. Now on Thursday, and we actually have our special guest in the house tonight. We're going to keep this ball rolling with part 4 of our channel highlight. We're going to have 2 beautiful women that are going to come and discuss their new channel. Critical and Keeping It Real will be our special guest this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Friday, we have another special guest that is a veteran to this thing. We're going to have Royal D, Miss D Brown. She's going to bless us. She has a lot of tips and advice on how to maintain your channel and discuss the success of her channel and some things that she does. And we'll get a chance to also learn a lot more about D and what she's even offering on her channel. She has started offering some things, and I'm gonna have some fun with that Friday because it's something that I want her to offer that she still hadn't gotten. And some of y'all that be in her chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. We waiting on it, okay? But y'all, thank you, thank you, thank you. Breakroom said when I did the Tupac, oh, that was it. When you did the Tupac Hit 'Em Up song and named all of the hives, that's right, because she said they were over there laughing. Oh my God, that was so funny. Thank you, sweet mom. Humble Me Hype said this live made me feel like I was at an award show. Hey, Nook, thank you for joining. The chat going so fast, I couldn't click on it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Nook. Break room, sis, your nephew just threw. Oh no, little Prince Amir. Oh my gosh, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It has been a blessing. Y'all, I knew this would go a long time. I didn't realize it was going to be over 2 hours. But it was well worth it. It didn't even feel like 2 hours. But we thank you all so much. And this is a pause until Thursday. So make sure you all come back 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central for our next episode or part 4 of the channel highlight. Y'all have a blessed evening. Give Prince Amir a kiss for me, sweet mom. I love you all. Thank you, Tiff. Have a blessed evening. Bye bye.